Carly, you have such short hair. Why are you pulling it back? It doesn't even look nice in that headband. Well, that was rude of you to say.
Hello, my name is Carly. I make videos on the internet and hopefully you watch them. And today I'm going to be showing you how I did this makeup look. This look was actually inspired by the television show called The 100. If you haven't watched it, I honestly recommend it. It's so great. There's such a diverse cast and the storyline is just so much fun. But this was actually inspired by the Grounders, which are a group of characters on the TV show. Without giving away a little bit, without giving away too much of the plot, they're basically like warriors and they are just fierce as hell and completely rad, and their makeup is so good. So this was inspired by them. And I also wanted to tell you that I have a new blog that I started for one of my courses here at school. It's called The Duvet Castle, and I will leave a link to it in the description. So this is my first kind of video blog for that project, and it is this makeup look inspired by the 100, so I hope you enjoy. First things first, I'm going to moisturize and prime this mess. I'm using Bayberry Naturals Rose Hip and a Hibiscus Moisturizer, and it's this teeny tiny thing. I got it as like a sample in something that I don't even remember now. It's fine. So now we're going to prime. Even though we're starting with the eye makeup, I prime my face anyway because it gives the primer time to like sink in and get all of its stuff together. I'm using the Baby Skin primer, and this is in like poreless or matte effect or something. I think it just feels really nice going on your skin. But that's because primers, especially like matte or like pore erasing primers, have dimethicone in them, and dimethicone is like silicone base, I think. I might have just made that up. I am not qualified to tell you guys any of this. Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original. I've had this for like a year and a half. I thought I was going to go through it really quickly because it's so small, but that was not the case. I've had it for a really long time. And I just, pop this on the ring finger. It doesn't change the color of your eyelids, but it does kind of erase that veininess. And I put it under the eyes too, but that's just because I usually overestimate how much I need. Do this right under the eye. And Scotch tape is really good because it's really light, so it doesn't like pull off your eyelashes or anything. So I'm actually going to lower that a little bit. There we go. So you just put it at whatever angle you want, and you're actually going to make like a triangle, like right there. And like I said, because I have moisturized and primed, the Scotch tape doesn't like stick to your face. It actually just kind of sits there and lets you do your thing. Even though I primed my eyes already so the eyeshadow will stay on, I like to use a cream base, especially when I'm working with really dark, like pigmented colors, just because it makes it easier to blend the colors together and it helps stick them to the eye so they're not like all over your face. This is Color Tattoo by Eye Studio in Creme de Nude, and it's by Maybelline. I prefer to use a pencil liner, especially when I'm working with like a smudged look, because pencil is easier to smudge than liquid, obviously. And I also find that it's easier to smudge than gel. So this is Dolce Cosmetics Ultra Precision Liner in the color 500. It's just a black pencil. And so I always start with the waterline. And get that. It just makes the lashes look thicker. Then I'm actually going to make a line up here. And this line does not have to be perfect, but it should be thick because we're going to smudge it out in just a second. Going to bring it all the way into the inner corner and then up a little bit into the crease, just because that's going to help smudge it. I'm going to take this brush. It doesn't have a name. But this is by Crown Cosmetics. This is one of my favorite brushes of all time. But I like taking this little side to smudge because it's cute. And just smudge it up towards the center of the eye. You see how easily that smudged? Like it was just art. And just kind of follow the curve of your eye
You can feel it under your eyelid. If you can't, you must have very thick eyelids, and I wonder what that is like for you. Really follow this curve, because you want it to look kind of like a cat. So we're gonna start with like a gray color. If you don't have a gray in your collection, or even if you don't have a black, it's really cheap. Just go get like a Wet n Wild eyeshadow. This makeup look does not have to consist of expensive makeup at all. This grayish black color is in a NYX palette. The NYX palette also has no name, so if you were wondering, I can't tell you. And just using the other side of the brush that we just used, start in the center of the eye and just kind of pack that on. Don't even bother blending right now. And then, not adding any more color, just after we've already packed it on, I'm gonna make this line just a little bit, you know, better. Now I'm going to take the color Blackout from the Naked 2 palette. Again, this is just the only black color I have. If you have a different one, or if you don't have one, spend 99 cents or 99p if you're in the UK, and just go get a black color. Because it'll really be worth it. You'll really enjoy it as a human. And we're going to start in the center of the eye again, and we're actually just going to put this all over the lid, because we are not confined to regular beauty standards, and you are a fierce warrior, so you have the power to make your own makeup decisions. You feel me? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Then we're going to take the pencil side again. You don't even have to add any more color. We're just going to smudge. I think I got an email just then. We're just going to smudge right in this corner, and we'll bring it down to the middle. My favorite part about the grounders, first of all, besides the Fierce Warrior makeup that I appreciate and love deeply, is that they also incorporate like brick red and like greens, like natural colors into whatever they're doing. That being said, I'm going to use this brick red color. You can use any red color you want. You can use a green if you want, a brown, a gold. It's really up to you. But I'm going to use this one. Don't remember what it's called. Might be called Red Brick. And I'm going to use this contour brush by e.l.f. I am obviously not using it to contour because of who I am as a person. And I'm gonna run that color all the way over this thing. Okay, so now that we have that, it's time to take the tape off, which is my favorite part because this is so annoying. And it should be like smudgy, kind of just a very intense look, and especially because you have no other makeup on, it's gonna look a little wild. So now I'm just gonna load on the mascara. You can use false lashes if you want, but I am really terrible at them, so I'm not gonna do that. Cool, you did it! Alright, so that is pretty much it for the eye look. Now I get to zoom you out a little bit more and we can be at a more comfortable distance. I'm gonna use some Cover Up, a little concealer. This one's by NYX, and this is actually a really good concealer. And I actually just brush it on wherever it needs to be. So just like chin area, cheek area, wherever I have like little face demons at the time. My cheeks get really red, so I like to put a little extra concealer over there because it just helps. And then I have some demons up here currently. So now that we've done that, I actually am not going to blend in the concealer because it's just a little trick that I use. And I'm going to go straight on to this business. This is a Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation. You can't get this foundation in the States, but you can just use whatever foundation you want. This is all about being comfortable in your own skin and being comfortable wearing this somewhere, people might see you. And this is all about how you feel. I'm going to take some powder
This is a translucent powder, and this is actually a matte powder because especially the Wake Me Up foundation is really, really dewy. So I like to put like a little matte powder over. This is like the contour bit. And usually I don't do a dramatic contour on my own face. I usually just put on some bronzer and call it a day. But because this is more like a fierce warrior look, you gotta have a fierce warrior contour. You can do as much or as little of this as you want. Like I said before, it's all about just being comfortable with yourself. I'm gonna go all out because I'm creating content. So this is a NYX Wonder Stick, and it's like supposed to be a contour stick. The highlight is the exact same shade as my skin, so I don't use that. But this contour is several shades darker than my skin, so I like to use this very carefully. But what I do is I just draw a line, start off really lightly, and kind of build on that. Just draw a line here, and then up to the temple. So it kind of looks like an L for loser. Just kidding. And once again, you just kind of build on that. And up here. Oh, so harsh. And I also do it under my chin because I got issues. So I do it right here. Ooh, in this kind of like parentheses shape. So fancy. Oh my gosh. And then finally, I add it really lightly up here, into my hairline. And then to blend it out, I'm gonna use these, Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I'll just show you. So the hairline you blend up, and I'm using like really tiny circle motions in an upward fashion into the hairline. And there we go. And then the temples, you again blend into the hair. And then the cheeks, you're gonna blend downward. And I suck in my cheeks a little bit when I do it. Kind of make like, I call it Kim Kardashian face. This top part of the parenthesis, blend up and like behind the ear. And then this bottom part, you blend down. Here we go, Rimmel London Natural Bronzer in Sun Bronze, and this is like a matte one, so I like to use this one because there's not any sparkle in it. Swirl your brush around, tap it off, live your dream. Kim Kardashian face, you gotta make it. And I like to bring it down the neck because, like I said, I'm a very pale person, so when I wear bronzer, you can usually tell that I'm wearing it. Here's another thing. Blush. I like to wear blush because, once again, I'm a very pale person. I'm like a ghost person. But for this look in particular, you want to go like lighter than light on the blush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this cream blush and put it on the back of my hand. I'm going to take my beauty blender again and just kind of dab it in the color and put it right on the like apples of your cheeks, like when you smile, this part that's up the highest. You gotta do that. Did you like my smile voice? That's the voice I make when I smile at everyone. This just adds like a little color to your face so you don't look like a dead person. If you're pale like me, you always look like a dead person, but a little less like a dead person. I'm gonna use a liquid highlighter first. This is by Yves Saint Laurent. Super expensive. If you are not like a makeup collector like I am, just don't buy it because it's really expensive. But you can use any kind of highlighter you want. And I'm just gonna put this here. And for this look, I'm actually going to go kind of heavy on the highlighter because I want to have like really sharp angles. So I'm going to take it right down the nose and then up the forehead, right here on your cupid's bow, and down on the chin too. And I'm just going to go like a little bit crazy, you know what I'm saying? And then once again, beauty blender, just dab, dab your life away. But we're not done with highlighter. We have to add some sparkle. This is the Naked Illuminated in Luminous. And this is like a pinky sparkle color. You see that? You see that shine? That's magnificent. It is really sparkly though. So if you don't like sparkle, this is not for you. But just kind of
do like follow the straight lines that you used with your highlighter. Obviously mine weren't like super straight, but just kind of follow that general line. My camera stopped recording, so in case I don't have any footage where I made like a really awesome joke about your eyebrows cutting a man, make your eyebrows fierce. On to lips. You want to have a really natural lip. I wouldn't do like a bright red with this. But that's, you know, a personal preference. Once again, you are in charge of your own life. You are capable of making your own decisions. I believe in you. But I'm actually gonna do like brown. I like to start on the outside, like corners of the lip, and then move into the Cupid's bow, and then kind of fill in wherever I need to. This is like a really dark brown, so I use a really light hand. If you're filling in with just liner, obviously you want to fill in all the way. But I'm also going to use a matte cream. This is by Collection, and it doesn't have a name. Yes, it does. Angel Delight. Delightful. I'm actually going to show you one more little tip before I let you go. If you want your makeup to look like a little more shiny or a little more, you know, attention grabbing, this is like a little trick that I discovered from being on the internet. Add just a touch of Vaseline on the top and it'll make it look a little glossy. I don't want to say greasy, but it looks a little greasy, but it also kind of draws the eye straight to your eyes and it makes your eyes look a little bit more sparkly. So I'm just going to add a little dab of Vaseline to show you. A dab of it, dab it right in the center, and then just keep dabbing it outwards. Don't like circular motion it or anything. So this is the finished makeup look. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some more tips and tricks, and if you take away anything from that, just know that it's okay to be nerdy and a little obsessive about things, and it's okay to incorporate those things into your life as long as you're comfortable with it. Because that's kind of the whole point of this new project that I'm doing, is to be comfortable with your nerdy lifestyle. So once again, don't forget to go and check out the Duvet Castle. The link is down below. I am actually really enjoying it and working pretty hard on it, so I hope you enjoy the content. And if you give this a shot, oh wow, that'd be amazing. Send me a picture, tag it in Instagram or something. I'll leave all that information below. You don't need to know about that. But I hope you enjoyed it, and as usual, I will see you guys next time something like this happens in my life, and goodbye.